Hey, 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 everyone. Long time no see. What's going on? Happy August 12th. I cannot believe that this month is almost halfway done. I'm not going to be putting on any makeup today in this video, maybe later, because I definitely want to wear some. But I wanted to get on here and talk about a couple things that have been really, stressing me. I've been thinking about it and thinking about it, and, it's just time to let it out the bag. It's time to go ahead and talk about this because I know, hello Kelly Vetter, what's going on? I know that there are a lot of people out there that are trying to do the very best they can for their children, for their communities, for the environment, and I see so many different things happening. Now, I want to give a disclaimer right off the bat. I am by no means perfect in any way, shape, or form. Hey, Colleen, what's going on? I'm not perfect. I still am a bit wasteful in certain things. Hello, Marilyn. I'm just not perfect, okay? So I'm not trying to throw daggers. Hey, Mark, what's up? I'm not trying to throw daggers or make any kind of this kind of thing to people. I really am not. I just want to kind of express my experience with understanding how to just be more responsible as a human being. Now, number one disclaimer, I'm not a greenie baby. I'm not a greenie beanie baby. I'm not a big on the world is coming to an end because, hello Terry, because we're using fossil fuels. I'm not that person, okay? I'm just not. However, hello Anne-Marie. I do know something that I learned a while, well, I've been learning this kind of my whole life, is that there is a certain thing about being more respectful to our environment and to the people in our environment and making better choices when it comes to certain products that we use or certain habits that we have. And I want to talk about that today. And I think it's really important because I see people. All right, I'll give you an example. Recently, there were some guests in the house, and they are doing their very best. They're what they know, and they are working towards things, and it's very, very beautiful. However, the first thing I noticed, now I use all 99% 9 biodegradable cleaning supplies in here that work. It definitely is disinfecting and cleaning things. The first thing that I noticed, hello Nicole, was that they brought their own cleaning supplies, and they were all toxic. All of them were toxic. They had Clorox bleach with a fake lavender smell in a spray bottle, and I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? And I couldn't quite understand, and I was like, what's going on? I heard a lot of stuff about, the ecology and, worried about the environment, and yet I saw this family take 3 different trips to McDonald's. Now, if you're going to eat meat, McDonald's is the least, they're just like, whoa, so you have a belief system and you want to research what it is that it means to be a responsible steward of your environment, and that doesn't mean that you have to believe in the Green New Deal. It doesn't mean that you have to believe that everybody should be driving electric cars within the next 2 years, or all that stuff. You don't have to be that, because that is just, to me, that's another story. That's another conversation. However, when I started really looking at these kind of things, I started studying permaculture in Florida, and that's when it really became prevalent to me. I always knew that the old ways were better, and I also knew that we are living in a time where we've got Facebook Live. I can reach out to thousands of people just by going live on my profile. The people that aren't even friends with, you know what I'm saying? That there's different things about now that are harder to implement some of the things that our early American ancestors did, or even older than that. And the thing that people used to do is they reused things until they couldn't be used anymore. So there was much less throwaway items. We used glass instead of plastic. We did all these things, and all these different things were all brought about by the same people that were trying to help the environment. For instance, we stopped using paper bags because we didn't want to cut any more trees down, and now we're banning plastic bags all over the place. I don't know one person that finds one single use out of a plastic bag that they get from from going to the grocery store. Not one. Everybody reuses their plastic bags. They are not a single use item. However, it would be better if we used paper. Absolutely. So there's all these different things that I'm sitting down and I'm watching, and I'm like, wow. What's happening? And I wanted to specifically talk about our children and our family and the things, our environmental toxins that we have in our home. As a matter of fact, in our home is generally more toxic than any place that we can go, unless you're going to like a, I don't know, nuclear power plant that has a leak or something, or some place that is producing chemicals to make cleaning supplies. Those are toxic environments. What's happening is I see more and more people, they're really concerned about the well-being of their children's psychological and mental development. There's a lot of, hello Amanda, Sonia, what's going on? There are more immune compromised children now than there ever have been. And if you don't know what an immune compromised child is, shoot me a message. I'll tell you exactly what that means. We do not have an immune compromised child in the house. My granddaughter is not immune compromised. She was able to develop her immunity according to the laws of nature and God. And we are very careful about the kind of toxins that are surrounding her. Now, if she were immune compromised, I would be even more concerned about the toxins in the house. So, there are so many different things different cleaning supplies, our toothpaste, all sorts of toxic things that we use because we're trying to do the right thing and keep the place clean. We're trying to disinfect stuff, We're trying to make sure that our children aren't living in filth and that they have less germs. But germs are good, guys. And a lot of people don't understand this. And when I see people that are concerned about, what we're doing to the planet, and I see that they are not concerned about learning anything at all about how we can live here responsibly without having to be, this let's take away everything kind of thing. Hi, Mom. What's going on? So I wanted to talk about a couple of different things, a couple of different items that you're probably using in your house. You may not be. Maybe you know. Maybe you already know. And I'm speaking to the choir. Exactly. One of the biggest things that women are that we poison ourselves with is beauty supplies and cosmetic supplies. You got to be super careful about that. I buy my beauty supplies and cosmetic supplies from only one place. I buy my cleaning supplies, my vitamins, my dental care, there's so many different, my air fresheners, all that fun stuff from another place. And there's a reason why. It's because they're doing it right. Now, I have been that person back in my permaculture days when I was studying it and really trying to get back to roots, making my own cleaning supplies. I was never successful at that. Sometimes it was okay, and sometimes it wasn't. I used to make my own laundry detergent, the whole 9 yards. Not only was it extremely time-consuming, the inconsistency was really, really difficult. So you're brushing your teeth probably with something that you bought from someplace that's got standards. So I want to talk about a couple of things that are in everyday cleaning supplies that you might not even know about it. They're in your dishwashing soap, and you're teaching your kids how to wash dishes, and they're getting their hands all in. There's a residue that's left on there that's toxic. These things are interrupting your child's ability to fight off disease, their ability to pay attention, their ability to learn, and especially if you have an injured child from certain things, you want to encourage cognitive growth because their cognitive growth was put on a big stamp no because of the toxins that were injected into them. So one of the big things, and this is something that everybody's like, you gotta have bleach in your house, right? But no, you don't. No, you don't. There's a couple of reasons. If your child swallows it, they could die. It will damage skin. It attacks the membranes of your respiratory system. So if you have a child with asthma, if you have a child with any kind of breathing problems or weaker lungs, bleach is the last thing that you should ever use in your home, clean their toys with, anything. I'm sorry. Stop. The evidence is out there, and a lot of people just don't know that. Ammonia, that's in your glass cleaners and a lot of surface cleaners. That's an irritating corrosive, and it, of course, attacks the respiratory tract. I know children that have nebulizers, and they live in non-smoking homes, and I see children that have people that smoke in the home have no problem with their lungs. So that's crazy sauce. It's more about what you're cleaning with than anything, okay? So there's formaldehyde used as a preservative, and that's in an awful lot of stuff. It causes watery eyes, burning sensation in the nose and throat, wheezing, and nausea. Phthalates, or how do you say that? Phthalates? I can't say it right. They're common in fragrances, and those they've been linked to asthma and breast cancer. So here we go. More asthma, your lungs. If you can't breathe clean air, you're not feeding your brain the oxygen your brain needs. You're not helping your organs process the foods and things that you're eating that way. Let me see here. Phosphates. Those are absolutely dangerous for your environment. They're damaging your waterways. You talk about algae bloom. Look what's happening in Florida. Look what's happening on Lake Champlain. Phosphates are a problem, and that's historically used in detergents and still is. Parabens. Those disrupt your hormone function. Now, people always say, ooh, kids these days are growing up so fast, or girls are getting their menstruation earlier than ever before, and it has a lot to do with what they're eating. It has a lot to do with what you're cleaning with. It has a lot to do with all these endocrine disruptors that are going on in your cleaning supplies and the things that you're using around your house. And I really, really, really am really happy that even though I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, I am wasteful. But I try to reuse everything. I know a lot, and I follow that. I don't use fluoride, and we don't have it in the house. We don't use bleach. We have an alternative that's better than bleach. And it cleans and disinfects. It doesn't hurt the kids' lungs. Doesn't disrupt their endocrine system. Anybody can come over here and be safe. You know, if their kid got loose and ran around and went under the kitchen sink and grabbed one of my cleaners and drank it, concentrated, they wouldn't even have to go to the hospital. The amount of accidental deaths on that is just insanity. I'm really passionate about this, and a lot of people don't realize that I'm passionate about it because I don't talk about it a lot, because I'm kind of confused oftentimes why people aren't researching, why they're not reading labels. And I know that there's a lot of people that move towards using like method products and so forth, and stuff that you can get in the grocery store. However, the problem with those is they're really expensive and they're not very concentrated, and oftentimes they don't work as well. For example, I buy things that are really concentrated, anywhere from 4 times to 12 times concentrate. If I want something to work a little stronger, I can add more. I'm the one that supplies the water. There's just so much about that makes so much sense. You don't have to be stuck taking your 2 days off from work, making cleaning supplies that may or may not work or may not attract bugs. I had that issue in Florida using homemade enzymes to clean. You know, the bugs just loved it. And I didn't want no bugs. You know, I didn't want that. There's a way to do it without spending too much money, without having to do it yourself and spending a lot of time, because your time is money. And it's just so important that people get in touch with that. So important that people get in touch with that. So my thing to you today, I'm reaching at the top of the roofs. I really want people to understand that there are things that we can do and do it better. You could buy the bags that they sell at the grocery store and try to remember to bring them and get in the habit of that. And when you are at the grocery store and you're tired of seeing those plastic bags, ask for paper. They still have it. Ask for paper. Reuse that paper and use that as maybe your bathroom garbage can. If you need to use paper plates, try to make sure, be careful with that. Make sure they're biodegradable. Use them in your compost. People aren't composting enough. You can recycle all you want, but the food waste that we have is going to nurture your food. You know what I'm saying? I mean, grow a garden. Get something growing in your window if you live in a city. Whatever it is that you can do to make a difference in your life. If you can walk, walk. Don't freak out because you're driving to the store and you need to use the car or something like that. Stop being guilted into that stuff when the people that are guilting you into it are cleaning their house with bleach. They can't even think straight. They can't even think straight. They're not even giving themselves a chance to think straight. They're just listening to the Green New Deal and thinking, oh, she's right. But I bet you AOC is cleaning her toilet bowl with Tidy Bowl. I bet you she's spraying stuff in her shower. I guarantee it. I'd love to see her bathroom cleaning supplies. There's a reason why she can't think. Okay? Start following some values that you know you have in your heart. Start looking for ways that you can do better. And do it one step at a time. One step at a time. That's all you can ask for. Try to reuse stuff. Try to find better ways. Do the best you can with what you have and where you're at. Give yourself a break. Stop beating yourself up if you're not perfect. All right? And stop accidentally poisoning your own environment. These guys have some of the best marketing in the world. These guys are questionable through and through. You've got Bayer just bought Monsanto. That's a pharmaceutical company. How can you trust what they are selling you? You can't. You can't trust what they are selling you. Johnson & Johnson has an ongoing lawsuit for baby powder causing breast cancer. That was stuff we were pouring on our kids. You cannot trust those big companies, even if they're selling you something green. You can't do it. You either start making it yourself or start looking for ways that you can purchase real clean things. Okay? When it comes to your makeup, when it comes to your deodorant, when it comes to all that stuff. Start shopping more local. Start talking to people at your local farmer's market if you're lucky enough like me to have one. And find some personal cleaning supplies that you could use on your own body or whatever like that. Yeah, scrubbing bubbles. And this is how I used to clean a tub back in the day. And I was trained by a woman, I worked in a hotel and I was cleaning. And she said, this is how you clean a tub. First, you use scrubbing bubbles. And you let that soak while you're going around cleaning everything else. Then you come back and you use some sort of liquid, like a creamed bleach. And you scrub that and that's going to get cakey. And then you rinse that out. And then you go back with Windex to make it shine. People are cleaning their tubs like that. They're cleaning their tubs like that. One of the biggest problems that we have are air fresheners. Stop buying store-bought air fresheners. Cut it out. Get yourself some essential oils and a diffuser. That's probably the safest way. And figure out, though, what your dog can smell, because your dog can't smell everything you can smell. They don't like certain things. It's not good for them. So just be more conscious of stuff like that, okay? And I implore you, please do. I have a list of 5 other different things that are going on in our households. And number 3 is going to freak you out because it took me a long time to realize that wasn't what was right for my family either. So reach out to me. I'll give you that extra list of 5. And, number 3 is going to blow your mind, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to get off of here. I got to finish up doing what I'm doing. I just couldn't wait anymore today. And I want to say thank you all for coming. Thank you so much, Colleen and Sandraji and everyone that came. I really appreciate you. If you got any value from this, go ahead and share it. And that's what's up. I'll see you guys on the other side. I appreciate it. Bye.